Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of It's All Related. I'm Sonia Choquette in London this week with part of my family and talking a little Sony Bones. Hi, CC Sohn in New Orleans.
Hi, Mommy. They're actually recording this on Thanksgiving. And you know what I'm grateful for? You.
I am so grateful for you. I'm so grateful. Like, I don't know what this Thanksgiving's about, but I am deeply grateful for you, for Sabrina, for her, my granddaughter, for the family, for what brought us all together, all the elements, and just realizing that what's more important is I'm so grateful.
Well,
So it's a perfect day for this.
Yeah. Gratitude, I'm always reminded when I am really squeezed. I wrote a article last week on my newsletter, and I was just talking about how I've been in it and feeling crispy, burnt out of how some of the left side part of my business. I've shared that. And I remember going for a walk the other day because one thing that I know really goes out the window the moment that I am really squeezed is movement. And I started to go for this walk, and I was just thinking about, there's this and this. And then I was like, I need to change the channel and just start to be grateful. But actually, it wasn't that. I was walking down a street I had never walked down before, and I saw this beautiful house all lit up here in New Orleans. It was so pretty. And I thought, wow, I've never seen that before. That's amazing. It's beautiful. And I was like, the night is beautiful. I'm grateful. And it was it's a good instant shift to the higher vibe.
That's how I felt today. I really get how you did that, because I've been really in, kind of barking dog vibes, because I've had just the most bizarre episode of frustration with my French apartment. The electricity has been out for a month, and the French company just cannot seem to figure out how to get it back on after they changed this counter. But I was so frustrated and feeling so ungrounded. And then it was a rare, perfectly gorgeous, beautiful day. And so I went for a long walk with a friend through Regent's Park. Then Sabrina and I went to Harrah's, and we had fish and chips. And then we walked through Hyde Park. And
Ooh.
I ended up walking through two major parks on a perfectly sunny, gorgeous day with the leaves changing, and it felt magical. It felt like I was in a fairy tale. And I just thought, this is my life. Whatever's in my head is not my life. Where I am is my life. And this right now is beautiful. So I get that feeling when you get out of, like, what's in your head is not your life.
Yeah.
What's in your, or, what's happening right before you is your life. And I thought, I need to be living more in my life.
Yeah. It's like almost like from that of what's not, or it's hard, or like just like that of you having to be all over the place. Where I feel like, at the age of like, Sonia, it's time to make a choice about Fritz.
Yeah, I feel like, I wanted to talk to you about that today, because a lot of people have said they're just running up against so many frustrating, unexpected scenarios, similar to my apartment. Another really beloved client all of a sudden started having majorly, this is a beautiful, healthy person, majorly bizarre health problems. Out of the blue, like wildly strange health problems. And another client all of a sudden said he couldn't turn his neck. And another one said his business just flooded. And I thought, okay, a lot of us are being given curveballs that are encouraging us to let go of something. And whether it's an outer thing or maybe a mindset. And I was thinking maybe it's both. We talk about change. It's easy to start just focusing on what in the external world needs to change. But when I was in the park today, I thought my whole outlook needs to change.
Mm,
that I feel like I had an outlook for a decade when I moved here, that I was brought here with one outlook to, my life fell apart, rebuild my life. And that outlook is, I think it's not the outlook to move forward with.
yeah, that just reminds me of the importance of, and especially, when I think about you moving to France and the conditions and the life and all of that of, it's like you've been through that season. You're on
Yeah,
the other side. It's like updating the narrative
right.
because I know for me, I can get really into the transformation story that
Yeah,
sometimes keeps me one foot in the
the edge.
past. Yeah. Like this was me, and then I had to do this, and
I think you're right about,
myself.
yeah,
Yeah.
that transformation story is sort of the white knuckle hanging off the cliffhanger. Okay, very important. I've had a lot of that, but I think you're absolutely right that that is not the story of the next period of my life.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want that. It's like I'm not attached to it, or I can't relate to it anymore. So I guess the transformation has occurred. I got to get to know the new self. Like whenever I was trying, it's like the caterpillar's long gone. Better meet the butterfly before she flies away.
I love
Butterfly's like, what are you doing? We left that cocoon mush a mess a long time ago.
what are you talking about? They're like, it's almost like the monarchs where they fly so far. They're like, Sonia, we're in, what is it? Like, we're in
Yeah,
Brazil.
we've gone to Mexico
We
and back
left,
a
exact
few times
Mexico.
now. We're over it. So I really got that when I was seeing all those leaves. It was interesting. The sun was shining. It was a beautiful, bright day, which is for Northern Europe, London in almost December 1st. That's a miracle. The sun was shining. The weather was warm. The leaves had fallen. They were all over the ground, but they were all golden. And it just was like a mix between new, it wasn't like sad and gray and dead. It was like a lot moving, a lot going on. And I thought, it's time for me to reevaluate what needs to be put to rest, what I need to lean into. And the truth is, I don't know. The truth is, in a way, it's a nice, exciting invitation. It's like time to go exploring what's next.
I love that. And really quick, I wanna share with you. I don't know if you can see it, and I'll explain it. It's a little comic from and it's a caterpillar on a leaf, and he says, farewell friend, this transformative experience will redefine you, leaving you unrecognizable to your current self, and it will be so beautiful. And then the last one is a piece of white toast in a toaster that's about to go in. He says, I'm ready.
That's hilarious.
That's
That's
everybody.
hilarious.
That's how I feel. Where you're like, okay, you're like, all right, I'm ready. But just
One
back
of
to,
the things I
yeah,
was thinking about today is I think I don't want any more. I need a break from transformative experiences.
oh, sometimes I'm
I
like,
just
let
want
it
to have,
rust.
I just want to, one of the things I was talking about today is I just want to have the deep experience of being grounded. And
Yeah,
and I haven't ever genuinely prioritized that. I mean, I'm grounded in
yeah,
my body. I can be grounded in situations, but I haven't prioritized creating a life that has more permanency to it, or a long, like a more grounded, committed orientation. I mean, even when you grew up, remember I was always looking for where we need to go next. What's next? It's always been a part of my nature, is always looking for the
yeah.
next,
Are you kidding
always
me?
available for the next experience. And some part of me is just over
Over
that.
it. I feel that too myself. The two things that you're saying. First, of finding, like, going internal of what's not working, like, or like in
Mhm.
that change of, like, for me, it's like, all right, where am I directing this energy? Where is my internal change of where I'm out of alignment that I have to go back to my intuition? Because sometimes it's like I can get really willful. Like my ego is like, if I just push the boulder up the mountain enough, we'll finally get there. It's like Olympus. But keeps rolling back down. And I always remember that as like a pause of like, okay, am I in my own personal will, or am I listening to my intuition that might be telling me something different to pivot? And me too, in terms of that's been a lot of things, but travel. Like I was supposed to go see my college girlfriends a few weeks ago, who I absolutely love, and canceled. I was supposed to go see my girlfriends in New York, canceled. My friend, one of my best friends, Mary, was supposed to even come here to visit me, and I just said canceled because I'm about to go head out. I'm going to Naples, then I have a dad, then I go to London. But I just in myself feeling I want routine because routine creates roots, and I want
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's something that maybe a lot of us, the world has been in such a transformational upheaval that maybe that's why we're all saying, okay, well, in the midst of the storm, what matters most? So it could be, could be that we're all collectively feeling that. And I only say that because I'm hearing a lot of this from my clients
Same, same.
and I'm feeling it, but I'm definitely very aware right now that a lot of things that the way I saw them, all of a sudden I'm thinking, I need to see everything in life with fresh eyes. I
Mm,
can't be assuming anything on any level. And I
mm,
do remember my teacher saying once, never assume you know anything, especially yourself.
love that.
And I'm really fully entering that period. I'm sort of feeling very strongly. I wonder who I'm going to become next.
I'm ready. You're like
I
that little
truly
piece of
don't know.
toast. You're like that little piece of toast. You're
I'm
like,
like that
I'm
little piece
ready.
of toast saying, I am ready. Bring it on. But so, if I am toast and jam in the next few months, you'll have seen at least my intuition was giving me a heads up about this.
And I feel like for myself, what I've been thinking about, and I mean, as we've talked about, is I study the major arcana and the tarot as like esoteric study, and the hanged man of having a change of perspective,
Yeah.
of seeing things not um
The
how
same vantage point.
exactly, exactly. It's like when I love, one of my favorite things to do is to look at flowers upside down, like to lay and like look up at flowers, and it just gives me a whole new perspective. And for me, part of that shift is finding and going to my and working on my own internal security, stability, that place of where you're talking about roots, you're saying like roots in a storm, that whether that's routine for me, also my practices of connecting to my guides and my angels, my intuition that gives me roots. So even if it's like a hurricane, I think of the mighty oaks here that don't get blown over. You
Right.
might
And
have a
they are
sway.
incredible.
I know they really, really are. But
Well,
it's,
I
yeah,
definitely feel like that simplifying down to what your basic routines are, the things that basically, are your non-negotiable nurturing forces, the things that really comfort and ground and calm you.
feeding
I
your
think I
spirit, as you would say,
Well,
you're
I was really
non-negotiable.
thinking about this lately, that this is what actually fosters a deeper intuition.
Yeah.
If you're not fielding a whole lot of drama in the outer world because you have some routines or some things that take care of you no matter what, you're going to be more easily, for me anyway, I more easily can tune into what my inner guidance is telling me. If I'm just in an emotional upheaval, because there was a week in this last month where I was like, what's going on? I don't have hot water. I don't have electricity. I don't have heat. I don't have backup. Nobody's helping me.
You had classes to teach, you
I
were
had so
working.
much piled on me. And I just, for a week, I had a hard time accessing my guidance. I had to really work it. I had to go for really long walks, and I had to really calm my adrenals down. So, and actually thank God for those walks as part of my routine. But I think a lot of people are going through a lot of upheaval, and frankly, holidays with the family and the holiday expression could be just in its own way a bit of an invitation to cause upheaval. So these little grounding, daily, more quiet, less output, put less out, be less distracted, less going and traveling and whatever is probably a good idea.
Hello, my sweet friends. It's Sonia Tully. And here's one thing I know for sure. Your head and your heart are meant to be the best of friends. And when you live life inside out, your head and heart are one. Being an intuitive, connected soul is all about remembering who you are and uncovering your gems. It is my mission to help you trust your intuition so that you plug back in and reconnect to your authentic self. Check out my soul readings. We'll look deeply at your soul lessons and find your purpose. We'll answer your big burning questions like, what is holding me back in life? Or what's the right job for me? We'll look at what's going on for you right now and give you grounded steps to bring your life into alignment with your true self. There is nothing more that I love than helping people live spontaneously and awaken their inner guide. I can't wait to help you come home. Visit my website, soniatully.com, to learn about the ways I can work with you so that you'll dance through life with clarity and confidence.
Absolutely. I had shared as I called you in my meltdown, because I had a meltdown the other week. Just myself, I went for my walk, noticing I'm like, I need to move my energy. And my guidance came in, let's go back to basics. And for a long time, I kind of strayed from my morning routine. And now I'm coming back. And even if it's not my big long yoga, going back to that, because when I had that as an anchor, it gave my human self, my ego intellect. It was even though there's all this change that's going on, this I know I can plan on, as my anchor post.
Yeah. And it helps you be present, which is what kind of like me walking in the park. It's like, whatever's going on, ping ponging in my mind, I'm perfectly comfortable right here, right now, walking through this beautiful environment. I'm perfectly cozy in my coat, having good company as I'm walking. Just be okay with what is. Just be okay with right here, right now, and not what you want things to be. Just be okay with what is. Just know what is, be grateful for what is that works for you, and not
Attached.
be robbed of tranquility and peace because it isn't what you want it to be. I think that has been my lesson for a month.
I know that.
Just it is what it is. And it doesn't have to make me miserable.
Right.
Pisses me off a little, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. Plus I also here's one of the things I need to change. Control. And feeling like I need to have certain things to feel like my life's in control. I don't. I don't have any control over what's happening, but I've been okay. I've been annoyed as crap, but everything that worked out. Everything's fine. It's like I wrote in my new book, Read Life, read the situation. It's like, well, this is a really convoluted situation and it's giving me some messages, but I don't have to electrocute myself with frustration because the electricity isn't flowing or the heat or whatever. Just let go. And I think that's kind of what we're both talking about is what to put to bed, what to lay to rest, what to let go. Maybe that's our tool of the week. It's like,
Yeah, but
this is the let go this is a let go season.
yeah, but even more than that, what this is reminding me, that was actually my bestie Haley is just left, has been on a world tour. We leave long voice notes to each other. And we were talking about faith, having faith, because it's, it's like might not be what you expected, having to let go of control. I mean, there's definitely, you got to do your part in the universe. But at some point, I have to remind myself to like go Von Deepa to like my spirit, to have faith as sometimes a practice when I'm having a hard time letting go of my expectations or dealing with a different reality. I think of faith as a practice. And it reminds me also of Mother Teresa, who I did a paper on in college, all these letters that she wrote. And she struggled a lot with her faith. She struggled a lot with her relationship with God. But that didn't rob her of that. It strengthened it. And I love that, because I just, it's like, even with all this, sometimes it doesn't make sense to our head. And that's your heart that feels that connection. It's a different, deeper part that for me, it's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily have to my intellect wants to make sense of what, who, why, where, all bigger than I can even understand, but of having to go to like my heart, my spirit, my being present, me seeing the beauty and the miracle that also is like a way to like water my faith instead of, oh, I just have faith.
Well, I do know the gift my mom gave me above all is faith. No matter how annoyed I get on the top notes, there is a deep-seated confidence that everything's going to be okay. I just ask myself sometimes, how complicated am I going to make it to get there? But I still know everything's going to be okay. And I also ask myself, how much drama do I need before I get there? But I know that's where I'm going to land. So that's my faith. It's like, it's all going to be okay. I think it's what gives me the confidence to take all those risks I do. It'll be okay. I hope I don't make it too complicated. I hope it doesn't get too convoluted, but it'll all ultimately be okay. That is faith for me.
That for me, hearing that and how that just like resonates is like, that is your intuition. That is your spirit. That is that place of confidence.
Yeah. That's my connection to God. That's inside. My connection. Yeah.
And just, again, I was, I'm working right now, kind of revamping my brand. And part of it was I have to look at different things. And I got the hit to go look at some of Nana's old papers and some of her old books. And it was amazing, because I, come from this lineage. And I was sharing this with you the other day. It's interesting to see that it's so tangible, and just what you're speaking of Nana's like unshakable faith connection to her intuition. Like, you pick up her book and it is all highlighted, and her handwritten, just that reminds me of like, that's what we've been infused with. It's like, that was in the gumbo. That was in the stew.
That was the gift, is absolute connection to your inner guidance and unshakable, unquestionable, absolutely certain faith.
And that also doesn't mean you can't have a meltdown, because sometimes I have a freaking meltdown.
Meltdowns are allowed, but we know that even after the meltdown, we're still going to land on our feet.
Yeah. And you will.
And that has been the case. So maybe, I don't know, we have to kind of decide what our tool of the week is going to be. I think it could be one of two. It could be what needs to be put to rest or let go, or what needs to change, or what change do you accept, or what change is formulating in you that you don't want to block, That could be something really interesting to concentrate on or be present to.
Yeah.
And then maybe we could hook it up to faith and say, knowing that whatever change is unfolding, it'll be okay.
Mm,
Maybe we do
yeah.
a caboose, a double tool.
Yeah.
Not.
I also maybe too, also just as we're turning the page, maybe even just start to be curious about what your narrative is. Is that present? Or
Yeah.
have you changed a chapter? Is it time to update the story?
Yeah. Are you seeing yourself in current time? I don't want to be on cliffhangers anymore. I enjoyed them. Know that if they come again, I'm ready for them, but I think I need cruise control for a bit.
Ooh, I love cruise control. I love
Yeah.
you can be in my Uber. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
Enjoy
enjoy the
the
ride.
ride. Enjoy
Speaking
the
of the
ride.
ride, what have you got coming up this week? I know
I'm
you've got a
so
very big deal
excited.
coming up.
I'm actually doing a live workshop in Naples, Florida, I am thrilled on
Heaven.
December 12th and 13th. It's evening on the 12th, all day the 13th. And it's going to be transformative. First, we're going to really work on activating tools into awakening our intuition and then the whole day is really about what's next. What's next? Using
And
that
you
to
will give them
activate.
the tools to get enough insight to lean into what's next instead of get stuck in the head about it. That's what you're so good at.
And again, like there is not one of my greatest joys that I think of now and come back to is, for years being in your classroom. To have a live experience. I know. I'm like, what the heck?
This is your classroom. This is your inaugural. I remember my inaugurals, and this is the time where you get to step out and take the message of connection to spirit and joy and spontaneity and your own vision. But you were asked by clients whom you have really deeply uplifted and transformed to come to Naples to teach. So you have, you're ready. And I am confident that this workshop is going to be exactly what people need, especially if you feel uninspired or you feel doubtful of yourself or you've lost your mojo or you've lost your joy. This is something that you are so fabulous at bringing. So this is the perfect thing in this period of uncertainty to do. So if you're listening and you want to do something super fun and super soul uplifting, I would say check out the show notes and go to Sonia's workshop.
Yeah, check out the show notes. I can't wait to see you there. And as always, greetings, mentoring. That's between now and the end of the year. But come to my website, sign up for our live workshop. And if you can't make it in person, book a reading with me, clear on your soul purpose, what's going on. It's a perfect time as we are about to roll into 2025. Or if you're really ready to go in depth, I'll have a few spots at the beginning of the year of mentoring. So go to the show notes, book a discovery call, and let's see if working together is a good fit. And no matter what, I love to support you in all of the ways. It's my greatest joy to connect.
Well, it's a good way to start the new year and just wind up this year. And that's what we're doing in the next few weeks, kind of winding up this year and looking at where we're going. And so if you need a little direction, please check out the website with Sonia. And also if you need a little inspiration on the road, check out my book, Read Life Accurately.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. I have multiple copies. It's
a good gift. You can work with people, you share it with others, and you work together. We're starting to learn to perceive things a lot more accurately. And with that comes peace and the ability to make decisions.
Absolutely. And now more than ever, like right now, with the rock and roll and me feeling the squeeze and everything, I am my intuition, my connection, my ability to read energy, read situations, read myself, read life is the greatest gift that I have. because it
Well, you
always gives me choice. Like, I'm like,
can
oh
get
yeah.
it. Yeah. You can check it out in the show notes. And what's our question of the week this week?
So we absolutely love to hear from you. So if you'd like to write us, you can write us at it's all related podcast questions at gmail.com. Send us your stories, your topics. It is our greatest joy. This week, we have a question from our beautiful listener, Josie. Josie asks, I've been practicing tarot for a year or so now and reading for myself and my family. I don't know all the cards, but I'm getting better at letting the cards tell the story and trusting what comes through. How do I move this skill forward and start reading for people I don't know? How do I know when it's enough to start?
Well, Josie, actually, I created a very simple online course on how to do oracle card readings. And I think it speaks directly to this question that you have, because it helps you relate to the cards as portals of information. So it's not a memory experience. It's not like look and remember what the card says. You're actually getting energy off the card and how it's speaking to you. And then you connect it to the reading and to whomever you're speaking with. So I would recommend that you look at my oracle card online course. It's listed on my website, soniachoquette.net. It's exactly for people who are learning to do oracle readings for yourself or for others. And it's really about the spirit of how to read, not the how to of this card, this card, this card, but what the whole reading is, the whole energy of what an intuitive reading is, and the experience of accessing these higher energies. So that's where I would start. I think it'd be very grounding for you, and you can refer to it over and over again.
I am such a fan of that course because it really reminds me of just the template of how you taught Sabrina and I how to do readings. And also, Josie, great job. I love hearing that you're saying, I don't know all the cards, that I am letting them tell the story of accessing your intuition. Like, that's often can be such a big hurdle. I know for myself when I first started, like when I first started, and I remember my mom, I remember you saying, Sonia, put it all away. What do you see? What do
Right.
you
What are you
see?
feeling
What do you
immediately?
see? What? So I'm like, good job. In practicing, aside from having this, like the great thing about a course like that is, and one thing that you also taught me that's been invaluable is creating like a system of
Mhm.
organization of, so you yourself as a reader know how things will unfold, your client will, that has helped me. Now it's second nature, but in the beginning helped me get my ego intellect out of the way so I could read. To developing a relationship with your tarot, which is other intuition, is just that relationship. So the more that you work with your cards, the more that you have a relationship, the more
Conversation.
exactly. It's like that. It's like riding a bike. It gets better and better and better. And if in reading for people that you don't know, I'd say dive in. Just say,
Dive in.
put it out there. If you read for a friend or a family member and they say, hey, I really enjoyed this, say, I'm practicing, send people my way.
I do
And
have one piece of information, though, that I think is important that my teacher taught me. Don't read for approval.
or for free.
That'll pull your, right. That'll put your ego in the middle. And when you do a reading, you have to say, this is what's coming through. Take it or leave it. I'm giving you my time. Contemplate, cultivate this in your own mind, and use what works and leave the rest. Do not be attached to, I'm a reader, I need to be right. I do
Amen.
talk about that in the course, but I think that is, and don't give it away, because what you're doing at that point is you're not valuing yourself. So you ask for, if you're not comfortable with an exchange, just say, give me a fair energetic exchange.
Or
Give
a
me what you got.
coffee, or pay it forward on the street, or you can. That's what I did even at the very beginning. It'd be like, all right, well, I'm buy me some candy or help
Well,
me
I think
with
more
that.
than candy, but
I was
well,
younger.
you were young,
I was
but
younger. But just in that
put
too,
value on what
Baron,
you're doing.
exactly, that you are putting value on what you're doing, and others, when they can also contribute, I find are also more invested.
Yeah, they will, if they invest in their reading, they'll pay attention. If there's no skin in the game for them, they'll take it or leave it. They'll just be looking for what they want to hear.
Right.
So I think this is a good start, and don't, again, just follow your heart and up to what you've been doing so far. It'll take care of you.
Yeah. And know that at the beginning, it's going to be hard no matter what. I remember one of the first times I read for a bunch of people was a Translucent You. It was a week-long workshop that my mom would put on with a whole host of other incredible teachers, healers that would have 20 or 30 adults. And she'd have Sabrina and she'd throw us in the pool and we'd have to read for each and every single one. And I will never forget my very first time being like, oh, do I know? And then by the end of the day, I got it. So being uncomfortable or being nervous is just because it's new. And I remember even for my first person, I was like, you're my first person. So I'm a little nervous. And I'm like, great, we're in it. We're in it together.
Just have the experience and go for it.
Well, I'm so proud of you, Josie. I'm like, you get out there and you start reading. We are behind you 100%.
If that's what you're called for, trust it and just go with your heart first and the intention to uplift others, and you'll be fine. You'll be really good.
I love that. And I love you, Mom. I'm so grateful for you today. And I'm going to see you really soon.
I know. I'm so grateful and happy. I'm so grateful. We're past Thanksgiving, but we're on Thanksgiving. So sending you lots of gratitude, and
we are grateful for you. Yeah.
And everybody listening, we're so grateful for you to tune in and join the family and join the world of living life inside energy, outside energy, and being really authentic. So lots of love to all of you.
We love you. We love you. I love you so much, Mommy. And I'll talk to you next week. See you guys next week.
Sweetheart. Bye.
Bye.